Hi, long time no see. Um, oh my God, it's been forever. Just a quick reminder, in my link tree, I have my Patreon and then a link to my spiritual channel. Uh, what else do I have linked in there? Yeah, just those things, my Patreon and then my spiritual channel on my link tree in the bio. I hope everyone is doing well. It's been forever since I made a live stream. And if I look tired, it's because I am. I literally just woke up not too long ago. I'm exhausted. Um, okay, so let's just go on ahead and get right into it. So I had asked everybody in the community tab what it was that they wanted to have me discuss on the next live stream, and a lot of you all voted for me to talk about like the sadness and the depression that comes along with all of these newfound discoveries that you are making about men and understanding their nature, and kind of just like understanding how to navigate through that. So, that is what we are going to be talking about. So, when it comes to the journey of decentering men, it definitely is a grieving process that you have to undergo because since you were a little girl, you've literally been programmed to be told that you need to find a man, you need to be partnered with that man through marriage, and that you need to have children. And then as long as you do those things, you are going to live happily ever after, and everything is going to be good, right? Everything is going to be fine. And so now that we have social media where more and more women are coming forth with their experiences with men, uh a lot of people are realizing and seeing the fact that, hey, like, that's not really what's going on. That's not what is going to happen. So I feel as though overcoming like the grief, like I feel as though you really do go through the 5 stages of grief with decentering men, just like you would go with grief, of like a loved one that has passed on or like an animal that has passed on. I really do feel as though the process is the same exact way. And so the five stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, and depression and acceptance. So we see a lot of denial in the comments. Okay. Um, the not all men, okay, not all men, they're in denial. All right. They're 100% in denial about the reality that is in front of them. They really are holding out hope that within the 0.01%, their man is going to be out there. Okay. So the not all men rhetoric is 100% denial um, of you actually taking into what it is that you're hearing and what you're watching about women sharing their experiences with men. Right. And then I feel like a lot of women are in like the stage of anger, and I feel as though you should be angry. Actually, I don't understand why women are angry. I feel like women aren't angry enough. If I'm being quite honest with you, I feel as though women need to be more angry, and women need to actually be more open about their anger, especially if you look into history. I really, really do recommend and urge women to look into the history, like far, far a long time ago. I'm talking Neolithic times. Read The Great Cosmic Mother. Read When God Was a Woman. Read why can't I remember the name of the book? You also can read books by Bell Hook as well. But essentially, you have to look deep into history. And I kid you not, like when you actually understand how hard males had to work to be able to create the society that we're in, and how they've literally taken so much from women, and how they literally have like killed us, they've killed our children, they rummaged our communities. Once you realize like how many bad things that men have done to women for us to be able to be in this society that we are in, it's going to make you angry. And I feel as though it should make you angry because there's actually a lot that you can do with your anger. Um, Anger is actually a very, very good emotion with women because women aren't like men. Um, Women aren't like men. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, so they take anger as an emotion and like they're going to use that to take that out on other people, right? Whereas women, like, we tend to not have that in our nature. Anger is typically something that you can like alchemize that energy and turn it into something else. So, like, you see this with music all the time, right? Like, Adele does this, Adele will have like heartbreak and have like anger from a heartbreak, and then like she'll make a song with it. So, I feel as though, like, if you're in the stage of decentering men and like you're very angry with what it is that feel as though is going on, and like you have a lot of anger harbored around like men and like how men treat women and just like historically what men have done to women. And then also just looking in front of us, you know what I mean? Like with rights being taken away and things such as that. I feel as though you're validated in being angry. And I feel as though female rage is like such a thing that society forces us to repress. And that's by design. That's the reason why a lot of women don't want to be seen as like overreacting. A lot of women don't want to be you don't want to make a scene. You don't want to openly display your anger, or you openly being upset about something, because that is supposed to be deemed as something masculine, when in reality it's just a normal response to what it is that you're taking in. Like, it's just a normal response to what it is that you're learning, you know what I mean? Because that would make anybody angry to understand that, like, the whole purpose why, like, behind the Disney movies and the love songs and the fictional books and things like that, it really wasn't for your own benefit. It was for the benefit of males. And so I feel as though you're validated and vindicated, and like you shouldn't feel bad for being angry if you are in that like season of your decentering men process while you're grieving. And then obviously a very easy one too is bargaining. So this is a reason why men create um all of these goalposts. Okay. Goalposts are created with men as a form of bargaining to kind of keep you stuck in a certain realm when it comes to wanting to deal with men. So like, I was watching a video on TikTok earlier, and a woman finally came to the discovery that no matter what you wear, men are not going to adjust their level of respect for you just based off of what it is that based off what it is that you're wearing, because technically that's a form of bargaining, right? If I wear this, then a man will respect me and like he won't want to sleep with me. Or if I, don't cuss, or if I learn how to cook, or that's all forms of bargaining, right? If I do something that men tell me that I should do, because they're telling me that if I do all of these things, they won't cheat on me, then I'll go on ahead and do it. That's all bargaining, right? And so a lot of women will do that and then realize that that doesn't work either. You bargaining, you like make doing all of these things that you really wouldn't want to do normally, is just men are telling you that you should be doing it and you think it's going to get you closer to a man. That's not going to work for you either, okay? Because you're still going to be the people that they are. So there's no point of you bargaining anything. There is no point in you doing these things just because men are telling you to do it, because guess what? The whole purpose of them is to move the goalposts, okay? The whole purpose is to keep you working for their favor, when they know that you're never going to earn their favor. They just understand they have to do it this way because it's the most validation that they're ever going to be able to get from a woman. Like the validation that men receive from women, it has to be artificially created. It's not natural, okay? Because women don't naturally like men, okay? Like, why would someone have to go jump through all these hoops to make you like them? Like, why would they need to manipulate you, right? And then obviously depression. I think this is what I feel when it comes to being in your decentering men journey and being like in a phase of depression. I think it's more so rooted around that it's a societal construct to be partnered with somebody. It's a societal construct to be in a heterosexual relationship. It's a societal construct to be married. So I think when it comes to the depression that comes along with deciding to decenter men, I think a lot of the depression comes from the fact that you realize that once you've decentered men, or you're starting on your decentering men journey, your assimilation to everyday life it's very different. You realize that you don't have a lot of relatability with people because most women are male centered. And so when you don't care about men anymore, and then you still have the same group of friends who are still talking about, oh, let's dress this way tonight because we're going to the bar or the club or yada, yada, yada. Or, you all will get together and someone's crying over their dusty boyfriend and talking about their dusty boyfriend. Essentially, I think more so the depression comes from the societal shift that you feel of just like not belonging, because so many women are still brainwashed. And then your family is brainwashed. So then your family are asking you, well, when are you going to get married? And you're like, I don't want to get married. Well, when you find the right person, your mind is going to change. There is no right person for me that's going to change my mind because I know what it is that I want to do. So then you also have people that are in your family and friends and peers who are also trying to project this idea back onto you. And you've made it very clear that that is not what you want. That is not what you desire. And then yet you still have people that are constantly working to try to snap you back into this societal programming. And so after a while, that shit gets old. After a while, you get very frustrated of having to constantly defend your desires and defend the fact that you don't want the same thing as what society is telling you that you are supposed to have. And so I feel as though that can be very isolating and that can be very lonely. And I feel as though that is where the depression aspect of it comes in. Because at the end of the day, from an evolutionary standpoint, we have always had to have a community within people because of the simple fact that we came from a design with evolution where we had to be in a community to be able to like hunt and gather and like stay alive, Well, we don't live in that reality anymore, okay? We don't live in a world where we actually have to come together technically based off of our survival, okay? And so the thing about it is that in order for I think we still have that part in us innately. We still have that part in us innately through evolution that kind of makes you feel some type of way when you are not a part of a community or not a part of a group. And that's backed by societal standards, right? Because in order for you to be a part of a group, you have to conform to certain standards that are upheld by society. So I feel as though that can be very difficult. And that can cause a lot of sadness because, yeah, like I don't really have any friends myself. And the reason why I don't have any friends is because, like, I'm definitely going to do like a video on it, but like, I no longer offer emotional labor to women that are in relationships and they don't take my advice the first time. I don't do it. And the reason why I don't do it anymore is because I felt as though I was sounding like a broken record. And it's just like my friends would call me about the same old thing, like, oh, he cheated again. Oh, he's done this to me, he's done that to me. And it's like I give them the advice and then they don't take the advice. And then essentially what happens is that like they will come back and then it will be the same thing over and over. And I'm definitely going to do a video about that because one thing that I noticed is that number one, that shit's draining. I'm not going to let women drain me that decide to be male centered. Like I'm not doing it. So I cut off a lot of people because of that. And another thing, number two, what I noticed is that I feel as though it's emotional extortion. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just going to call it what it is. It's emotional extortion when your male centered female friends are literally reaching out to you for emotional labor, because the reason why they're reaching out to you for emotional labor is because their boyfriend or their husband cannot provide it. And so essentially you've now become a buffer system to keep their relationship alive. So essentially you're lessening the blow of what her husband or boyfriend cannot provide and resetting her. That way she can get through this marriage or get through this relationship that she's in. And I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm not doing that shit anymore. And so essentially, I realized that when I took my power back and I quit giving out my emotional labor to women in relationships, their marriages and their relationships ended much quicker. Okay, because a lot of people that are married and a lot of people that are in relationships, they really should be giving credit to their single female friends. If we can be honest about it, they should be giving credit to their single female friends that they're calling after her husband or her boyfriend is cheating, after her husband or her boyfriend is doing things like that. They should be giving credit to the women in their lives that they are extracting emotional labor from, for their relationships to stay so long. Because without us giving them the emotional labor, they would be feeling the impact a lot heavier. Like imagine you being shut out from no emotional vulnerability to anyone, and the only person that you're expecting, the person that should be giving it to you, is not giving it to you, and you don't have any other source, and you're not able to get it from anyone else. You will quickly realize, you will reach the reality a lot quicker when you're in that situation. And so at the end of the day, I realized that, you know what, women come to these realizations a lot quicker when I'm not here trying to emotionally coddle them and like get them through this situation. If you don't want to take my advice, we're not going to be friends anymore. I'm not dealing with it. So I think that's also another thing with decentering men. The journey that you go through with decentering men, you understand how much value your emotional labor is, because you're no longer doing the emotional labor for a man. And then when you see the mirror of women that are doing things that you no longer are deciding to do, it's a lot more of your power that you take back. And then I feel as though that's what brings you into the last phase of grieving, which is acceptance, right? And the honestly, for me, the best thing about decentering men is just the freedom of knowing that, like, I don't have to rush to like find somebody. Um, I don't have to worry about my biological clock because I don't want children. Um, I have had a burden be lifted off of me because I no longer care about being partnered with a man. I no longer care about what men's opinions are. And if I could be honest, I never really did. Like, I never really dreamed of getting married. I never really dreamed of having children because for most of my life, I've pretty much been accepting of male nature for most of the time. So thankfully for me, it hadn't really been like this like harrowing experience where like my heart was just so broken after really understanding male nature. I kind of was just like, oh, I knew that already. I'm not crazy after all. So it's nice because you finally can break free from the shackles of like having a man in your head. There's a quote. Hold on. There's a quote. Let me look it up. Okay, so the quote is, "You are a woman with a man inside watching a woman. You are your own voyeur." And this is actually from Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is she also wrote I think, yeah, Handmaid's Tale. So she said, "You are a woman with a man inside watching a woman. You are your own voyeur." And I feel as though that quote is so powerful because it's so fucking true. I don't really think women are very conscious of the fact that a lot of what your thinking process is subconsciously is based off of like what a man is thinking and like what a man would want. And I think at this point, like the brainwashing and the conditioning is so deeply ingrained that most women are not even consciously aware of this. Like most women do not understand that you really do have a little man living in your brain. You literally have a man living in your brain that is telling you what it is that you would like, or what it is that you should do, or what'll get you closer to a man, and things like that. And so, you know, it's nice once you just accept the fact that men are who they're going to be. And you're like, you want to know what? None of that shit's going to work long term. I might as well just be the person that I'm actually wanting to be, and be my own voice in my head, right? Do things based off of like what I want to do. Like, I have a full sleeve of tattoos, okay? Like, I never gave a fuck about what men thought. I never thought to myself, I'm not going to get tattoos because men won't like it, or I'm not going to get piercings because men don't like it. Like, No, because at the end of the day, I want to like me. The number one person that I want to like me is myself. I don't care about anybody else, especially a man. I don't care about anybody else liking me because a man's likeness is not worth any currency. There is no currency that you receive in exchange for a man liking you, because what they have to offer for you is really just dopamine, and you get a very quick hit of it. That's the thing with dealing with men. um like with men, like the highs will be really high and then the lows will be really low, because really it's just a dopamine addiction I feel like most women have when it comes to men. You have to be looking forward to the good, because behind every good is like some ridiculous amount of bad that is happening, and it's just kind of like, well, of course you're going to look forward to that, because you don't know when you're going to have a good moment with him anymore. You know what I mean? And then exactly. And that's the thing, stopping your life, like stopping you doing things with your life because you're afraid of what a man is going to think. Like there are women out here who want to buy a house, and they're literally like, I want to buy a house, but I'm not going to buy a house because it's going to intimidate a man. And then, and then what's going to happen? Well, then we're going to have to sorry y'all, my back is hurting. My back is hurting, so I'm trying to figure out a way to get comfortable. Told y'all I was asleep. I was asleep. I was knocked out. Um yeah, there's like women that'll be like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy a house because a man won't like it, and then a man will see that I can do too much for myself. So I'm not going to get a house, and then also that means that I'm going to have to sell my house, and that's going to be too much work, and yada yada yada." And it's like, "Well, then what if you never find the man?" I'm like, what if you never find the man? Then what? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then like, "Oh, I don't want to dress this way because of men, or I don't want to do this because of that, because of a man, da 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 da." And I mean like based off of like what you truly want to do. Okay? I'm talking about like really going against your own like deep desire just because of a man. Like, "Oh, I don't want to do this because of a man. I don't want to do this." It's like, okay. Okay. Um It's scary for women with assets now. I know too many women paying for the man to live with them. Exactly. It's kind of like, oh, they're going 50-50. They're going 50-50 to keep a man under their roof with these homosexuals, right? With these homosexuals. Like, I can't do it. So I think the biggest thing with like you being in your decentering men journey is that like you need to learn yourself. That's why I have the spiritual channel. And the reason why I have the spiritual channel is because you need to practice self mastery. You need to practice learning yourself and discovering yourself. Because once you learn yourself and discover yourself, and you actually realize that all of these things in the world, it's all fake, and somebody just made all this shit up, and that this is just programming, you really snap out of it very quickly, and it makes you more hungry and more thirsty for wanting to gain more desire on finding yourself and actually finding what your life's purpose is. The reason why men tell women that a woman's purpose is to have children is because it's benefiting them for you to have children. It's not benefiting a woman to have a child. I'm sorry. Like, actually, I'm not sorry, but it's not benefiting a woman to have a child. It's not. It's benefiting them to have a child, because they get to have their lineage, which is false. They get to have their lineage passed down. They get to finally they get something to show for them being an average man. And so that's the reason why they're like, "Oh, your purpose is to give birth." No, it's not. Each person is an individual. Right? That's the reason why they created gender norms. Gender roles and gender norms are just societal constructs of what they wanted, based off of the government to be able to fuel capitalism and to be able to benefit the powers that be. Gender roles are just made up. Okay, everyone is an individual. Everyone has their own unique calling. Everyone has their own unique purpose. Right? None of that stuff is none of that stuff is real. Okay, they just want you to get knocked up and have babies, and then guess what, they're abandoning them. So you mean to tell me that a woman's purpose is to have a child, and to get left, and then to have to raise the child on her own when we live in a society that doesn't support mothers? Yeah, some purpose, and then the baby gets exploited by capitalism, and they have to be a slave that works a 9 to 5 and do the same thing, and they didn't even ask for that. Yeah, some fulfilling purpose we have as women for that to be what it is that we're supposed to do. Like, come on, like, make it fucking make sense. So understanding yourself and just being able to understand like the freedom that comes along with decentering men, because you really do gain a lot of freedom when you decide that you are going to decenter men. um because you just stop caring, and when you stop caring, you're more likely to be able to do more things. Like, I can't get over how many women, like, they don't want to travel, and the reason why they don't want to travel is because they don't want to travel without a man. Like, they don't want to uh ever travel unless they're traveling beside a man. Like, the picture that they have in their brain is like everything that they're doing, it must be with a man. And if they're not doing it with a man, they're not going to do it. And it's like, so then at 30 years old, you're not going to travel because you got no man. Then at 40 years old, you're not going to travel because you got no man. And then 50 years old, you're not going to travel because you ain't got no man. And it's like, just think of like how much of your life you'll be wasting away crossing your fingers, because you're too afraid to live life on your own. And the thing about it is that for a lot of women, women actually use men. Women use men as a scapegoat to not live their lives. Honestly, they women like to be victims of their own reality. um women like to uphold patriarchy. Honestly, there's a lot of women that like to uphold patriarchy. They want to stay dumb, they want to stay poor, they want to stay inexperienced in life because they are praying and hoping that some man is going to come in and rescue them and save them. So she doesn't want to do the work on her own to be like, no, I'm going to make my own money, I'm going to live a rich life with experiences and things like that. And so because of that, I'm going to reduce myself down, and I'm going to just have less of a life for me to live, because I'll just wait for a man to come in, and then he will go on ahead and fill in that. A lot of women like to use men as a replacement for their emotional voids. And there are um, a lot of women also do this with children. Because like there are still a lot of women who are like, but how can we decenter men? What about children? We can't decenter men. How are we going to have children? Well, there's IVF, and you can always adopt. A lot of women will still go out of their way to try to make it seem as if they have to be attached to a man to be able to get their needs met. It's like they don't understand that. It's like, no, you really don't have to have a man in the equation to be able to get your needs met. But it's like a lot of them still want to run back to the idea of like, no, in order for me to have a baby, I must have a child. In order for me to have, XYZ, I must be attached to a man. And it's like, girl, you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to do any of that at all. There are plenty of women that are doing it and cutting out the middleman. Like, that's the beauty of us living in the society that we are living in now. You don't need to do all of that anymore, right? Um, and yes, you have to make sure that everything that you are wanting to do is for yourself. That's the whole purpose of decentering men, is to make sure that you are doing everything knowing yourself. And that's the thing, you have to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you're going to go with the flow. You're going to go wherever the wind blows you. You're going to do whatever everybody else is doing, and you're going to do what everybody else is telling you to do. And so by the time you look back on your life, you're going to realize, like, I didn't really want to have children. I didn't really want to get married, or I didn't really want to live in this area. You know what I mean? Because you're so fixated on living a life, living a life that's been acceptable and palatable to other people. So I think for a lot of women that are on their decentering men journey, the top priority really should be understanding yourself and learning yourself and sitting through all of the wave of emotions that come along with, what comes along with decentering men, because you're still, at the end of the day, okay, now I think I'm past this point personally. Um, but I do think, like, it's still normal for you to wanna, like, deal with men, or, like, have moments where you wanna be partnered with men, or you wanna sleep with men and stuff like that. Like, it's not like a little switch that flips internally, especially when it's been a long time, not a long time, but you've decentered men later in life. Um, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I get it, I think at some point, once you've done it long enough, you're just kind of like, I don't really want to deal with men at all. You don't have a yearning for them anymore, really. But I think that that takes a while. I think that that's more so just based off of like time, and also your dealings with men as well. Especially if you're someone that kind of like takes breaks. Like, that's what I would do. So I was one of those people where I would take a lot of breaks on my decentering men journey, and then deal with men, and then stop dealing with them, and then deal with them. And then eventually I got to the point where I'm like, okay, it's the same thing. It's draining my energy. I have more of a purpose in my life outside of this. I'm just going to stop doing this. I'm just going to stop doing this altogether. Um, and so, like, today there was a guy that texted me today, and I looked at my phone and I was like, ew, like, oh, I'm going to change my number. And the thing about it is that I don't even miss sleeping with men. I don't. And I think the reason why I don't miss sleeping with men is because, like, they're so dirty. Like, they're so dirty. Like, they're so dirty. And so, me thinking of like sleeping with them, I'm just like, even if we use a condom, they're dirty. They're dirty creatures. Their spirit is dirty. Their bodies are dirty. Like, I don't know. I just don't want whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm at the point where, like, spiritually, I'm like, I feel as though men spiritually at this point in my life, they would do nothing but taint me. They would do nothing but taint me. And so, yeah, so energetically, it's just like, I don't want no parts. Like, even the flesh definitely used to get me. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not above that. The flesh definitely used to get me. But now that I'm really like, and these men are going to different countries. They're coming back with incurable STDs. They're bringing it back to the United States. These men are DL. They're sleeping with men. They're not disclosing that they're sleeping with men. They're not going to the doctor. I can't do it. I mean, these men are getting more and more freaked out. These men are getting more and more sexually curious, and I'm all good with that. You know what I mean? That's cool. Live your life. But the thing about it is that they be lying. They be lying too much, and they do such nefarious things that it's like, they could tell you the truth and give you like a half truth, and then the other half of that truth be something bananas, like be something off the wall. And it's just like, it was getting to the point, like, the guy that I was sleeping with, we were protected most of the time, but like, I would just get too much anxiety. I would get too much anxiety. I'm like, these little 20, 30 minutes of fun ain't worth what's going on in the back of my head of like the aftermath that I'm mentally having to go through after I sleep with him. And like, once I started realizing like the anxiety that I would get from like sleeping with him, I was like, oh yeah, my body is trying to reject this shit altogether. Like, my body don't want to deal with any of this because I don't trust them. I don't trust them. What do you say to men who hit on you in public? Men don't really hit on me in public. Honestly, men don't hit on me in public. The most that men hit on me in public was when I was the fattest. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay. It was when I was the fattest and I was like the most not put together. Now men don't hit on me in public, but I don't know. I feel as though it's so situational, honestly. Usually what I do, I just try to pump up their ego to make them feel like a little bit good, but like I still try to be stoic at the same time. And they usually get the hint. Like there's a guy that works out at the same gym as me, and like he said hi to, like he waved at me like a couple gym sessions ago, and then he said hi to me like the next gym session, and then that same gym session he came up to me, and I wouldn't, was he hitting on me? No, but was he hitting on me? Yeah, you know that they always have a motive behind them talking to a woman. So he was pretty much saying, like, asking me, like, "Oh, like, do you compete? Like, like you work out very hard. Like, I can, like, I embrace like your, I respect like your work ethic or whatever." And I was just straight face. I was just like, "Yeah, thank you." I was like, "No, I'm not competing at all." And I just left it at that. And like he was smiling so big, and it's like he was smiling so big, and like I wasn't gonna mirror him because it's just like no, like I'm just gonna be stoic because number one, I don't feel like smiling, and number two, I don't want I don't want him to think I didn't also want him to think that I was like, you know what I'm saying. I didn't want him to get the wrong impression, and if I was smiling, make him think that I was interested. But it was clear that he got the hint. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it was very obvious that he got the hint. Men don't approach me because I look very intimidating. I have muscles, I have tattoos. Um, I don't really look like I don't really look like a woman that I don't really look like a woman that you could just like come up to and approach. You know what I mean? Because men have the ability to be men have the ability to be able to know who can be vulnerable and who cannot. Like men are usually sizing up the women that they approach. I have muscles, I have tattoos, I have a nose piercing. Not just any old man is coming up to me. Like usually very, very, very fit men approach me. Like the guy that approached me at the gym, he probably was the most fit person at the gym. Exactly. Men have the ability to look at you head to toe and determine if you're too expensive. And if you are, he'll look but keep it moving. If you look cheap, they love that. Exactly. So I don't yeah, and most of the time, like with how I dress and stuff, usually men know that they can't afford this. They know they can't afford this. You're very pretty and you said you were short, so I thought they'd be all over you. Girl, they're intimidated. And I love that. I want them to be intimidated. I don't want men to come up to me and think that they can approach me. Right? I don't want them to feel comfortable approaching me. I want them to look at me and think twice. I want them to slow down and look at me and compute if it would make sense to approach a woman that looks like me. Like the day that men just start coming up to me and approaching me, right? The day that that happens, I'll have to reevaluate. I'll have to reevaluate something going on. I rather date a rock than a man too. They treat me like a queen though, wouldn't dare approach. Yeah, and so I guess like that is like the good thing when you don't get approached a whole lot. Because usually when men do approach me, it's like they understand, right? They understand that you got to spend some money over here, right? Oh, I miss you guys too. Exactly. When you're pretty and high maintenance, it scares them. Don't let you have a luxury car or have a condo too, girl. When I had my condo in Chicago, that scared a lot of men off. Scared a lot of men off. It actually had an ex break up with me. One of my ex-boyfriends broke up with me. He said you got too much. He said I got to get my shit together, and he broke up with me. But I appreciate his self-awareness and not wasting my time or being an asshole to me because he doesn't have what I have. Rather him rather him remove himself from the situation than to stay and make my life a living hell because he knows he couldn't afford me. Because see, the thing about it is that in that situation, it was really easy for him to date me at first because, I was getting a bargain. I was getting a bargain dating him. So he actually was my bodybuilding show coach for my first competition. I really only hired him because I was attracted to him. Like, honestly, I'll be honest. I only hired him because I was attracted to him. Was he a good coach? Yeah, he was a good coach, but I was attracted to him. So, and he was cheap too. He was super cheap, and he also gave me like free personal training sessions. So, because like normally you would have to pay like for like the bodybuilding coach, and then you would have a personal trainer separate because like your bodybuilding coach is like gonna do your macros, they're gonna adjust your food intake, and then they're gonna do your workout plan, and then you would hire a personal trainer and you would give them the workout plan that your bodybuilding coach gave you, and essentially your personal trainer would kind of be like pushing you, right? He was like, I'll just train you. He's like, I'll just train you for free in addition to like doing like your bodybuilding stuff or whatever. And so I was like, okay, cool. And so he ended up doing that for free. And yeah, like we ended up doing that for free, and then we got into a relationship. But the thing was that like when I was in bodybuilding prep, I was a very cheap date. I couldn't fucking eat anything. I was real cheap when I was in bodybuilding prep because the most I could do was go on a goddamn walk and go do cardio at the gym with him. But then once he learned real quick I was expensive, once that bodybuilding show was over, baby, we went to my favorite spot in the city, and Ubers were paid for, and bottles were purchased, and everything. And he realized real quick, he like, damn, this bitch is expensive. So then he realized real quickly, okay, I can't afford her. I'm not collabing with Flawed Villain. People keep bringing her up. I don't know why they keep bringing her up to me. We were gonna collab today, but that was before all that crap happened. It's nothing against her. It's just there's no benefit. There's no benefit I would get from collaborating with her. If I hear a man comment on how rich I am, I stop talking to him in real life. He doesn't exist to me. Yeah, they essentially want women that are dumb, and that's another thing too. With me choosing to decenter men, it's like I'm not going to water myself down just to have someone around. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to play dumb. Like, I'm not doing the sprinkle shit anymore. Doing all that shit. You got to play dumb. You got to stroke your ego. Like, I know how to do it. I've done it. You know what I mean? And like doing it has been beneficial to me. You know what I mean? Because it's gotten men to give me money and give me resources and really help me progress in life. And for that, I'm very grateful. And for that, I'm very thankful. But I don't want to do that shit no more. That just takes too much energy. They ain't got nothing to sprinkle. They ain't got nothing to drizzle. They ain't got nothing to garnish. Like, chow. Mm-mm. I feel as though sprinkle is easy when you're in your like 20s. Like I feel as though like 25 to 30, sprinkle makes sense. But for me personally, no. Like once I turn 32, I'm like, I have enough going on. Um, yeah, like I don't have time for that shit. I'm not gonna pretend to be a dumb blonde to make you feel better. Like, what does that say about you? Exactly. Lint and dust. My son is only 4 and has a fragile ego. It starts young. If I reprimand my baby girl, it's never a problem. Exactly. It's epigenetics. It's epigenetics. Like, that's the thing. It's like, this is the reason why a lot of women don't, a lot of women are saying that, like, they don't want to have children because they don't want to have a son. A lot of women do not want to birth males. And the reason why is because the epigenetic coding of the male has run so deep. Like at this point, it's run so deep with the epigenetic of men that, like, in most cases, you're going to have a son that does not like women. Like, you're going to have a son that internally hates women. He's going to have a very fragile ego. He's going to want to dominate. He's going to want to control. That epigenetic coding, it's just so deeply ingrained. It's to the point where you can do your best. You can do your best to offset that. But once they go out into society and then once they start actually being friends with other males, and and it'll be further reinforced by the men that they're in community with. At that point it's out of your hands. Honestly, at that point it's out of your hands. That's why I really do believe that males should be with their father after a certain age. I love Sheer Sprinkle Sprinkle, love her down. I see the benefit of it, but I'm too enlightened. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I love Sheer's content. I love Sheer's content. I feel like it's so good for women. It really is teaching women to not take love as a form of payment because it's not worth anything. Um, but where I'm at in life, I'm far past sprinkle sprinkle. Like I'm far past that. I feel as though for my channel is like for when you're past sprinkle sprinkle. Like I care more about women having like self mastery, self discovery, getting their money, gaining their own identity, embracing their individualism. You know, that's like what I care more about for women. Of course, I have the Patreon, so the Patreon definitely will teaches y'all how to get money from men and how to use manipulation and psychology and stuff like that. I certainly teach it behind a paywall. But in my own personal life, no, it's just something that I don't have any energy or desire to do. Yep, exactly. Y'all come back every day and ask me the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. It's really, really simple. Yeah, I'm too exhausted by men. I don't want to give them any of my energy. I don't want to give them any of my energy at all whatsoever. Mm-mm. I'm good. I want to do my own thing. I want to make my own money. I don't need anything from them. And yet they get so mad about it. They get so angry about it. You literally sit here and be like, hey, um, I have my own degree and I have my own money. Well, no one gives a fuck about your money. No one gives a fuck about your degree. Okay. But then if I was broke and I didn't have anything, well, you're a gold digger. You only want to deal with me for my money. It's just like, okay, fine. Y'all just gay. Y'all just gay. Like I just accept it. Y'all like men because the goalpost is always moving. You're gonna die alone with 56 cats, and it's like, okay, meow 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 meow. Like, okay, that's fine. Right. I'm like, you're mad that I don't want to lose, that you're mad that I don't want to use you for the lint that you have to offer. This guy at my job kept asking for my number till the point he gave me his and I never called because I told him I don't want a boyfriend. Safe to say he hates me bad now. Oh well. Right. It's like men live in a state of cognitive dissonance, and that's what makes most of them unattractive. Just provide and shut up. Provide for someone and shut up. Just provide for a woman and just hush. Right? Just hush. And exactly, everybody dies alone. I work in healthcare. Everybody dies alone. The thing is that men don't want to live alone. That's the issue. They say die alone, everybody dies alone. Very few people are able to plan their death. So dying alone in men's head, they think that in men's head they know the exact cause of death. They know what day they're going to die. They're going to send out invitations to everybody that's going to be there. Like in their brain, that's how they formulate you not dying alone. That you know exactly when you're going to die and you can plan the shit. Like, so you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me you get into a car accident today and that's your cause of death, and you're going to be happy with that? And as long as you had somebody in the passenger seat, you be happy. That's your form of not dying alone. Like they don't make anybody. They don't make any sense at all. Yeah, for women, exactly. For women, it's more so for stability reasons. And like, usually women will partner up with men for financial reasons. This is why you need to have your money. You need to have some freaking money. Like, oh, imagine having a man as a last resort. Imagine having a man as a last resort because you don't have enough money. Ugh, gross. Yeah, pets. Listen, if you want to love something, pets are great for that, and pets are really really going to love you back, and it's going to be unconditional, and they're going to be so appreciative. Um, the only thing is that pets don't. For a lot of women are just phallic worshipers. Like women like dingling a lot. That's really what the issue is. That's really what the issue is. They just like dingling. They'll love the love that an animal can give them, but it's like the animal ain't got a dingaling of a man, so like for a lot of the women that's really the root of all of their internalized misogyny, and like why they put men on a pedestal so much. It's like, chow, they're really not all that great. You're just sleeping with them. That's all. That's all. Because I literally will have women be like, "No, like your friendship isn't the same." I'm like, "Okay, you mean AKA you can't your girlfriends don't have a dick? You mean that? Like, just say what it is. It's not the same with your girlfriends as it is with a man. Okay, AKA you can't a woman can't penetrate you. All right, I get it. I get it. I understand. It's fine." Dude, these men never go to the doctor. Never. That's why I said I'm not sleeping with them. They don't care. They do not care. They don't value They don't value their health. They don't value, ugh, just nasty. Just nasty. And when you think you got a clean one, when you think you got a clean one, their mind is dirty, their spirit is dirty. I'm fine. Her cat was the best cat ever, and she got this lazy ass man and neglected her cat. Her cat died last year, and a part of me thought my son's dad killed that cat. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Thank you. Thank you. I'll have a pet and in some toys. I'm good. Imagine neglecting a fucking cat over a man. That's why I said it's the dingaling. It's the dingaling. I'm telling you, it's the damn dingaling. It should be a husband that is slightly liked. Okay, so this is what my psychoanalysis is with the orgasm gap in relation to women being phallic worshippers. Women do not like actually sleeping with men. They do not like it. Like, they don't get pleasure and they don't get enjoyment from it. For most women, the most amount of validation that a woman is going to receive from a man is going to be in the bedroom. That's going to be the number one time that a woman probably actually feels as though her man loves her. And so I think that that's what women are mostly attached to. They are attached to the idea of the intimacy that they're gaining from sleeping with a man, even though they're not sexually being fulfilled. Because for a lot of women, the bedroom is the only time her man tells her he loves her. The bedroom is the only time that he actually can have some regard or is having some regard to the woman that he is with. I feel as though the bedroom for a lot of women, that's the highlight reel of their relationship. Yeah, Priscilla said they're addicted to sex. It's like, girl, you not even getting off. You not even getting off. You just like you not getting off at all. You just putting this stuff on a pedestal because this the only time the man can make you feel something. Feel something. Could not feel something. Like, no, it's just a phantom. It's just a phantom of love, like a fantasy of love that you have during the act. But it's like, but yeah, you're still not having an orgasm. Ciao, bye. Yeah, I wish women would stop telling men that they're good in bed when they're not. Because that's one thing about me. I'm not faking anything. Gonna be just like this. Mm-hmm. Are we done yet? Making a grocery list in my head. Like, you need to hurry up. I've literally told men that before too. I've literally told men that before too. I'm like, can you hurry up? I was like, how long is it supposed to take? Like, god damn. I don't feel like doing this stuff. Like, I don't have time. And then one guy was like, so one guy was like, "Oh, well, let me go down on you, and then you just tell me what to do." And so he went down there, and I was telling him what to do, and I was like, "Just come." I literally told him, I was like, "Just come back up," because I was like, "You don't know how to follow directions. Like, just stop. Like, just stop." Fake phone schmeck should have charged him, girl. Um, I think my Venus sign is in Western astrology. I think my Venus sign is Pisces. But you also guys have to remember I look into Western and Vedic astrology. So sometimes I confuse the chart. Yep, my Venus is in Pisces. I'm like, oh, this is whack. I'm like, you're offering to do something for me. And then at the same time, it's like, you're not doing anything that I want you to do. So it's just like, fuck it. Like, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. I don't want any parts. Just leave me the hell alone. I don't want it anymore. Mm-mm. I don't want it anymore. Keep it. Keep it. That will get you ghosted. Yeah, like I don't know. Stop this madness. Oh, nice. One was trying to nibble on her. I was like, "Sir, do not use your teeth. That hurts." Girl, and then like some of them even want to like bite your nipples and I'm just like, "What is wrong with you?" Like imagine if I put my teeth imagine if I put my teeth on your phallus. Like, come on. Like they turn crazy. I kid you not. If Corn was showing them bashing someone's head in, they would be doing that too. I'm like, oh, I don't want you biting me, and I don't want you biting down there either. And there was one guy. Oh my god, there was one. I I kid you not. Um, like you know how when kittens are born or whatever and they like they have to get fed or whatever like they're the mother is like feeding them or whatever so they're like sucking like the nipple or whatever to get the milk. I guess any animal that's a baby. And I remember like there was like this like viral video of like a kitten and it was like sucking like on the mother's like nipple or whatever for the milk and like they tried to like it was going like there was a guy, and I swear he was doing that on my click. I called it a click. He was doing that on my click. I was like, ow, please. What is wrong with you? Like, I kid you not. I was like, oh my God. He was like, I was like, what in the world is going on? Why are you doing that? And who taught you that? And who was you doing? When men do stuff like that, my first thought was like, who were you doing that on that didn't tell you to quit fucking doing it? Like, that's the person that I need to talk to. I need to talk to the woman that did not tell you to not do that shit because that's where the issue is lying. That's where my issue is. Who told you that shit was okay? Like, and then some men are they're trying to suck on it like it's a goddamn chicken wing. They trying to get the gristle off the chicken wing. I'm like, oh my god, where are you guys learning this stuff at? You guys learning this stuff at? Does this look like a chicken bone to you? So I was just like, forget it. Forget it. And then I told you all about my boy toy. I had told you all about my boy toy. He was getting lazy. I'm like, see, this is what we're not going to do. The dick pics you're getting lazy with, the bedroom activities. Like, he made sure he put on a show like the last time, but like he was starting to get lazy. I'm like, why are we doing the same position every time? I'm like, I told him straight up, I said, you fucking like an old man. I said, you're 31 years old. And I said, you fucking like an old man. I literally told him that. I was like, yo, I said, you ain't got no hip problems. You ain't got no hip replacement yet. And I was like, you literally just be fucking like an old man. I was like, no. So then I told him that too. And then when I told him that, he was like, okay, I'm going to show her. So he did show me. He did show me. He definitely turned it up several notches after I told him that. But then his dick pic pictures got lazy. And I'm like, dude, this is whack. I'm done. I ain't about to keep reminding you. I ain't about to keep reminding you on what it is you're supposed to be doing. I was like, fuck you. Yeah, they think that we like that aggressive stuff. And it's like, y'all are watching too much corn. Y'all are watching too much corn. Come back to real life. Okay, come back to real life. Exactly. Hope and outperform. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that shit. Bye. Bye. And then he kept taking so many pictures of it. I'm like, okay, now this is crazy. Why are you taking all of these pictures and sending them to me? It was like every 10 minutes he would send me a picture and then send me another picture. Like, there was a dinner roll. I talked about it on another live stream. He had a whole dinner roll behind one of the pictures. It was like a stuffed dinner roll. And then he sent a picture of the dinner roll. It was like, this is what you're going to be, stuffed. It was a dinner roll that had like cinnamon butter stuffed in it. He was like, that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to be, stuffed. What was the one that you said he sent? Like, it was on a table, it was on his bed. He had it on top of his bed. He had it resting like this. Like, if this was it, if this was it, he took a picture of it just resting like this on the bed. They be like this. They be like, exactly. Girl, I definitely got me some toys, so we good. A toy's way better. I don't see how weaponizing competence is beneficial to them. I guess they want women doing all the work in bed. I think saying it's weaponizing competence is giving them too much credit. I agree. I feel like I don't, this is my personal opinion. I don't think men really practice weaponizing competence. I genuinely do not believe that men like wake up one day and they're just like, you want to know what? Starting today, I'm going to choose to be lazy. No, they just get comfortable. They just get very comfortable and they get very complacent. It's like going to a job. Like, when you first start working at a job, you learn the job, and then you get good at the job in the way that you learn the job. And then once you're able to like cut corners at your job, you start cutting corners. You don't really wake up one day and say, today's the day I'm going to start cutting corners at work. Like, no, you just get real comfortable. You're used to what you can get away with. You're used to what can happen. And so naturally, you're just kind of like, I don't have to do it this way. I can do it this way and it's way easier. Or I don't really have to do it that way. That's what I think is happening. That's what I personally think is happening. I don't think, I'm sorry, men aren't that fucking smart. Men are not that fucking smart. And that's another thing too. These men are fat. Okay, the testosterone is low. The bellies are big. Mm-mm. So, all right. So for the people that are still in here, so I'm a little strategic. So y'all know I said that I was gonna make a video. I was gonna start doing a barbershop series. Well, this is going to be the barbershop series. So like the people that make it like this far into the live stream, you're going to get the tea from the barbershop stuff, because I'm not going to actually make it as like a series, because it's my dad, okay? And I don't want that shit getting back to him when I'm like making videos just dedicated to the barbershop tea, right? So if you're here and if you watch after I upload it and you made it this far, guess what? You're going to get some barbershop tea, right? That's the point. And it helps increase the viewership of you all. So I feel like it's better to do it this way. So believe it or not, this actually, so it is barbershop talk kind of, but really my father just tells me about the things that the men in his life that he knows what they do. So I wouldn't really say it's barbershop talk. It's just he spills the tea on the men that he knows in his life. So listen to this shit, y'all. So my father, he had brought up this one guy that he was friends with or whatever. And so essentially what he told me was that he was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "This guy's name is so and so." And he was telling me that this guy like goes to the strip club very often. He pretty much said that like whenever my father said that whenever he's around him, like he's always like tricking off on women, and like he's always like trying to spend money on women because like he wants attention from women, he wants validation from women. And mind you, this motherfucker is not that, he's not ugly. He's not ugly and he has money. Okay? He is not ugly. He fucking has money. And he still feels like he has to go to the strip club. He be giving me names and everything. When they say that men don't gossip, bullshit, my daddy be gossiping his ass off. He be giving me names and area codes, and he be giving me all the fucking tea. Okay, my daddy don't give a fuck. So anyway, the guy is actually attractive and he has money and he's in like his 30s. Okay, so my father has said that like he doesn't really like hanging out with him a whole lot, and that's the reason why he don't like hanging out with him, because like he be blowing all of his money to deal with women. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. This motherfucker has like 12 lawsuits because like he works in like construction, and I guess like he was like scamming and like he was doing like low quality work, and he was like pretty much frauding people out of the construction work that he was doing. So this motherfucker has like 12 lawsuits, my dad said. And so my father has said that the same man wanted to do a deal with he was doing a deal with my father for them to go in on a home together. But because the guy has like 12 lawsuits, my father, he couldn't go in on the deal with my father anymore. This is what's crazy. So this guy is fucking married. He is married to a girl that I went to elementary school with. She's a fucking doctor. She is a doctor, and she's a cute girl, light skin, green eyes, like curly, blondish brown hair. She is a doctor, and she lives in Tennessee, and then he will do his work in the Midwest, and they have a child with each other. So essentially, he said the guy that's married, he was, I guess they were talking about his wife. And my dad was like, yeah, he was like, whenever he isn't back in like Tennessee with his wife won't let him do anything. Like his wife won't let him answer his phone. His wife won't let him do anything because like his wife literally pretty much knows that he is cheating. And so when she has time spent with him, she's like, motherfucker, you are not going anywhere, right? You are not going anywhere. Get this. Get this. It gets worse. So my dad said that when they were talking about the guy's wife or whatever, he called his wife. He said, "Oh, my wife." He was like, "That's just my little investment." He said, "Oh, her?" He said, "Yeah, that's just my little investment." What? What? Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Uh-huh. He literally said, "That's my investment." I was like, "Mhm. Yep." And she's a doctor. She's a fucking doctor. Married to a man that's spending all of the money on strip clubs, on women, and has multiple fucking lawsuits. Gonna be draining out all of the money that they have that is shared. And then he's going around telling people that she is his investment. Sounds like he needs to invest in a lawyer, girl. Exactly. Exactly. She's his starter wife because he's like, guess what? I can scam these people and I can make money. Then we'll use her money for me to buy a lawyer. And then she'll love me so much that she'll keep investing money into me and I'll have her as the fallback. And then eventually, while I keep spending money on all of these women, then I'll get the woman that I really want to be with. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, people aren't choosing to not get married. Just people are not choosing to get married just just to not do it. Like this is the shit that we're having to hear about. Okay? This is the shit that we're having to hear about. And it's just kind of like, who would want to get married when this is what people are talking about? This is what men are saying. Like, not his wife, not someone that he loves, not someone that he cares about. He called her an investment. Like an investment is not in relation to a person. Like a person is not an investment. Like they genuinely don't see women as people. They literally see women as an object that they can like use and then discard for the at their disposal when they see fit. Like, and the sad thing is that like her Facebook is like family photos of them and like them looking all cute and them looking all happy. And what's even funnier is that his Facebook pictures, oh, he's family man on Facebook. He's fucking family man on Facebook. He got pictures of him and his wife, his children. That's why I don't trust these men that be all family oriented. The family man mask. Yeah, that's performative as fuck. That's one thing. As soon as I see a man that's all doctored up with his photos and showing off his family, I said he be cheating. He be the main one cheating. He be the main one cheating. Them men that want to present as if they're all family oriented, they're the worst ones. Yeah, online is just another stage for men to perform on. Point blank, period. It's another stage for them to be able to wear whatever mask that they see fit to get whatever woman they want to. His Facebook messages is him probably looking single as fuck. I don't know about the pictures, but his messages is probably him looking single. It's weird. I find myself shrinking. I can't keep doing this. Girl, stop. Please don't ever shrink yourself for a man. Be big, be whole. The feminine is big. The feminine is robust. The feminine is big and vibrant and takes up space. That's what the feminine is here for. The feminine is not small. The feminine is not weak. The feminine is, no. The feminine is bold and big and brazen. That's what the feminine is. Child, whenever men talk about, oh yeah, that's wifey material, I just hear slave material. That's wifey type. Yep, that's a slave. I can't wait to I can't wait to marry her. Okay, AKA, you can't wait to ask someone to be the person that you choose to cheat on. Let me get on my one knee and make her the woman that I choose to cheat on for the duration of our marriage. That's essentially what they're doing. They're just asking you to take their hand. They're asking you to take their hand and being the one person that they decide to be unfaithful to. Oh yeah, that's good. Think of yourself like Calypso when she grew in the boat in the Pirates of the Caribbean. She was enormous. Belle, you're in Trinidad, right? Belle, you're in Trinidad. I think me and Belle are gonna get married. I think Belle is gonna be my wife. I forgot where you said you were. I want to do a looking with Kaya video. My coworker, so it's so crazy. My coworker, she's from Trinidad, and like we get along so good. We do. We get along so good. Once she stopped paying her bum boyfriend's rent and cooking and cleaning for him and kicked him out, she's no longer wifey. Exactly. This is why, as a woman, I don't know why these women make content centered around men being the target audience, because she fucked up her brand. Cooking with Kaya fucked up her brand doing that. Her whole platform was centered around being a slave to a man. Like people don't understand that. People don't understand that the whole authenticity behind you being a content creator is that like people actually want the authenticity. People actually want you to reflect on social media. They want your real life to be a reflection of what you're doing like on social media. Like they want your real life to be a reflection. So it's like you're going to sit here and talk about cooking for a man and doing all this stuff for a man, but then in your own whole in your real life you're not doing it. And men are like, ugh, they put her on a pedestal and they knocked her right off of it. This is why it's like, chow. Or you just stay private. You don't tell anybody about what's going on in your life. That's the thing. Like, you could always just stay private and not tell nobody nothing. Exactly. Get married so you can consistently get embarrassed by the same man every day. And they want to try to repackage it as if it's a blessing. You don't know what you're missing out on by getting cheated on every day. You don't know what you're missing out on by having to go to the bathroom and the toilet seat is not going to be down. You're missing out on the skid marks in your bedroom that you're missing out. It's like whenever I hear men talk and they try to shame me about being single and about not wanting to get married, that's all I hear. You mean you don't want to cook every day and be tired and exhausted and lose your beauty in your time and time for yourself? What you mean that doesn't sound good to you? And it's just like they don't even try to make it sound good. And then look at us crazy. Look at us crazy for not wanting that. It's like you're not even trying to package it in a way that it sounds good. Like none of that sounds enticing. Oh, and then Cooking with Kaya on one of her streams, she was like, "Men respect me." She said men respected her. I was like cracking up. I was like, "Oh my god." She was like, "Men respect me." I'm like, "Girl, so much to learn." Honestly, girl, you gave that number to that man, and it's it's a ton of reasons why he didn't want to talk to you. Okay, he's probably entertaining other women. I don't know, girl. I don't know. The thing about it is this, even if you knew, like, even if you knew why, even if you knew why he didn't contact you after giving him his number, what would you even do with that information? I kind of feel like, what would be the point, right? Because I can't sit here and tell you why exactly because I don't know. But in most cases, he probably entertaining somebody else. He's probably entertained by somebody else. Exactly. She made herself an enemy of women and then learned men were her enemy as well. Exactly. That's what you like. When are these women going to learn that you're never going to be the exception? Like the fall from grace, the fall from grace is right behind you. It's right there. It's right there waiting for you when you're thinking that you are the exception to the rule when it comes to men. Like there is no equation. But yeah, this is why when I was dating multiple people. Like we don't life is too short. Okay? Life is too short. Even if you're married, your husband could be stopping you from finding the love of your life. You know? Your boyfriend could be in the way of the love of your life. You might as well have a couple people that you're talking to. Like date multiple people. Date multiple people. You never know. Honestly, as far as cooking with Kaya, like I wasn't threatened by her content. I thought it was great marketing. Honestly, I thought it was great marketing. I really did. I thought it was from that standpoint, I actually liked it. You know what I mean? But I mean, in my head, I'm also thinking like, you couldn't build a long-term platform based off of that. You know what I mean? Yep, the love of yourself is in the mirror, either personally or spiritually. She's in the mirror, sis. Yep. I'm really just being comical. I'm really just being comical when I say stuff like that. But when I was dating, child, I always had a roster. I always had a roster because they should be competing with one another. Like when you're only dealing with one man, men should be in a state of competition. They don't need to know that they're in a state of competition, but they should, with you should be having them in a predicament where they're competing with one another. Because how are you going to know if someone is slacking when he's the only man in your orbit, right? Like you will see the inadequacies in a man when you have a roster of men. She said I let them know. I'm sure that they do know. I'm sure that they did know when I had a roster because I'm like, yeah, I'm not free on Tuesdays. Well, why aren't you free on Tuesdays? Oh, well, that's make up some day, make up some excuse for what I do on that day. But yeah, you need to have multiple men because you need to know the standard at which they're coming because so many men still to this day they'll be like, you didn't give me the time of day I wanted to take you out. And I literally will remind them, I said, while you were wanting to take me out, another man was taking me out. Wanting is not enough. Like that's why you have to have a roster. That's the reason why you have to have a roster because there's so many women out here that's like, he says that he wants to take me out. He wants to take me out. And then you'll talk to the same guy for 2 months because he wants to take you out. If you were talking to 4 men and 2 of them took you out already, well, that would highlight the 2 men that are just saying that they want to take you out. And then you realize they ain't about shit. They ain't about shit. I got people taking me out already. I don't care about what you want. I want $1,000,000. Can I just sit here and get $1,000,000 and have it be hand delivered to me? Like, no, no, just get multiple, and then that will highlight the men that are lazy. Well, I don't chase. Okay, well then you're gay. I don't feel like I need to chase a woman. Well, then you're gay. You don't like women then. If you do not look at a woman and instinctively want to chase after her, you're gay. You don't like women. It's really that simple. Right. If a man wants to be chased, call the cops. Exactly. And then talking about what do you bring? What do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? What now? I've never a man's never asked me that before, but when I see it online, I'm like, what do you bring to the table? What the? It's a crazy world that we live in. These men are getting more and more sassified. We're in the sassy apocalypse. A fork now let me eat in pockets. Exactly. Exactly. Like literally, they're gonna ask you shit like, "What do you bring to the table?" And they're a mouse craving cheese. You're a mouse craving cheese, asking what the fuck I bring to the table. Go hunt the fucking cheese. Go get the cheese that you want so bad. Like, come on. Like, come on. You know what it is that you want. Why would you not want to go after the thing that you ultimately want? So you could just complain about never getting it and then blame it on women? the these women, they only want men in like the top 20%, but then you're simultaneously saying that you don't chase women. Like what? I don't get it. I don't get it. Happy Friday. Like I've been watching the P. Diddy, I've been watching Armand Wiggins cover the P. Diddy trial. Come on. Like, as crazy as P. Diddy fucking was and as terrible as he was, come on, that man ain't sitting there not spending no fucking money. He was spending a shit ton of money on people. A shit ton of money on those women. Come on. You have to do something. You just can't sit there and exist. Even if you're successful, you can't just sit there and exist and expect women to fucking still deal with you. Like, come on. I bring heartache and heartbreak. Kevin Samuels ruined them. Kevin Samuels ruined these men. And I know Kevin Samuels is he's just probably laughing from his grave. Like, ha ha ha. More oil, more oil, more oil, more oil. Pretty much what P Diddy was doing, he just hired all those women. Essentially, he hired them as girlfriends and then paid them off as S workers. Essentially, cheap S workers at that. Cheap S workers at that. Because Jane Doe was doing like they said. Jane Doe said that she was doing like 6 or 7 dinglings for up to 12 hours And she was doing that like multiple times a week for $10,000 a month for her rent to get paid. Because the rent that she had was $10,000 a month. So she was doing 6 to 7, she was doing 6 to 7 dinglings like 3 or 4 times out of the week, each week for $10,000. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's good. That's fine. That's like, come on. That's $10K for that. That's crazy. That is insane. Right. Like $10,000. I need 10 million. Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's actually crazy like what these women, it's crazy how much P. Diddy was like allegedly shortchanging them, because he really was. Like, listen, if you want to go sell your kitty cat, you might as well, you know, you might as well, because the men are always going to want it. You might as well. But 6 or 7 dinglings for $10,000 a month, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. That I need more than that. I need more than that. Mm-mm. We need to add a whole, for that to make sense. We need to add a whole, we need to add a couple more zeros. We need to add a few more zeros for that, because it's like, oh, and like having to do it that long. Oh my God. And then all the substances that she had to take to be able to like do it. Oh my God. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But you want to know what Young Miami, you got to think. She got 500K a month. She was on the podcast with P. Diddy. She got her own podcast, Carisha Speaks. Carisha, she got the best bargain out of all of them. She got the best deal out of all of them. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that P. Diddy couldn't keep up anymore. He couldn't keep up anymore. He couldn't do them freak offs. Um, he couldn't do them freak offs like he could when he was younger, and he ain't have all that energy to do all that stuff that he was doing to Cassie back then like he could with Carisha. Yeah, I think he had Edie. I think he was exhausted. I think he was just tired. Like I think he was getting to the point where he was like, I don't have enough energy to be doing all this stuff. And like he was like he had an overdose too. He had an overdose. So like I, because from watching the trial, it sounds, based off of what they're saying in the trial and the witnesses, over time it sounds as though his behavior was getting it lessened. It does. It sounds as though his behavior was getting it. He was getting old. Like it's just that simple. His ass was getting old. He was getting exhausted. Them rhino pills wasn't working no more. He ain't got enough energy to be slapping and punching, and they even said that he picked a woman up by the titties. They allegedly said he picked a woman up by the titties. Like that sounds crazy. How do you even do that? How do you even do that? Yeah, I think he was just burnt out. I think he was just burnt out from doing all of them freak offs. And then, oh my God, y'all want to know something so funny? Y'all want to know something so funny? So I was telling my coworker, I was telling her that like I had noticed on our schedule, as the week ends and it's getting closer to the weekend, less and less patients like to show up to their exams. And so I said, especially on Friday, like on Fridays, a lot of people don't show up to their exam. And so I started saying that Friday was fuck it Friday, because the patients don't give a fuck. So I just started calling it fuck it Friday because they don't show up. Why was I watching the Diddy trial coverage and Jane Doe said that he would like P. Diddy would like have like particular like names of like the events that they were gonna do. He had a day called Fuck It Friday. He had a day called Fuck It Friday where they do all the drugs that they want to do. They go crazy. They do as many drugs as they can, and then they get to having fun in the bedroom. Thank you for the super chat. Imagine what Kim Porter went through. I wish she was alive for all of this. Girl. And from they say allegedly, they say Kim Porter would like fight P. Diddy back. Like he actually would put up a fight. He would. He actually would put up a fight. And to be honest, this is what's crazy. I think that P. Diddy actually likes it. I actually think he prefers it when women would put up a fight with him. Because, like, even the interaction between like P. Diddy and Carisha, I know Carisha definitely was putting him in his predicament. Allegedly, Kim Porter she would hit him back and put him back in his place. And then Jane Doe, who they believe is 50 Cent's baby mama, allegedly, because I'm not trying to get sued. And they actually want to expose her. They actually want to expose Jane Doe. Oh, they said that they said that she was fucking crazy. But Diddy liked her. Yeah, exactly. He called her his crack pipe. He did. He called her his crack pipe. But I guess the defense wants to expose her. They want to expose her. They want to expose who she is. They don't want her to be Jane Doe anymore. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate you. Probably. Probably. Cause I guess so I can't remember. It is so crazy how deep the rabbit hole goes. So I guess there was a book that came out back in the 90s called Bling Something. The woman that wrote it was a Black woman. And essentially, she wrote a satirical book. And the satirical book was supposedly about what Jay-Z and P. Diddy were supposedly doing in the industry. And then the book got shelved. Like on Amazon, the book, it cost like $200 to buy the book. It cost like $200 to buy the book. And a lot of people are speculating that they like unalived her because the book was like, it was like too revealing on what they were doing in the industry. Yeah, they claim it to these Sen's baby mamas. Yeah, it's called Bling, the book. But yeah, the thing about it is in those sketches, it looks like it's Daphne because Daphne has a side part. It's not too many people that I know that like still wear a side part. Daphne does. Buy it then return it. That's true. That's definitely a way to do it. I think I actually did find it someplace cheaper. But yeah, I guess it was a satirical book, and from the sounds of it, because she actually worked very closely to like P. Diddy. She was like very, very close in the industry. Yeah, exactly. Incriminating because yeah, that side part, I was like, I don't know, it's giving Daphne. I wonder if they have it at the library. Ciao. Ciao, we'll see. Go get me a library card and see if you can go check it out. But yeah, so far from the people that I've liked the most on the stand, believe it or not, Jane Doe. Jane Doe's been my favorite person on the stand from what I've gathered. She's actually been my favorite person on the stand because you like I don't know. I feel as though I have the same personality as her because she was like, She was like, you ain't about to go flip this shit all crazy and make it sound like it's something that it's not. She was like, no, mm-mm. And they called her crazy. I guess P. Diddy was like, all these people, he was like, the people in the industry warned me about you. I guess calling her crazy. I guess she got a reputation in the industry of being crazy. I'm like, girl, I'm right there with you. I'm crazy too. Yes, and Justin Bieber. Yep. But yeah, it'll be it definitely is interesting. Who bust out our dusty library? Explains his behavior sadly. Yep. Yeah, I feel terrible for Justin Bieber. That's probably a lot of like mental anguish and like turmoil and emotional issues that he's having to undergo right now, having to deal with all of that. And listen, that's why 50 has been so bitter. He never used to misbehave publicly until recently. Yes, because 50 Cent tries to make it seem as if he's above the program. 50 Cent tries to, all 50 Cent does is shame women because he's ashamed of the woman that he made a baby mama. Because they love these escorts, they love these corn stars. That's really what they like. That's really what they like. 50 Cent is, if 50 Cent is ashamed that he loved a woman who was an escort. Like, point blank period. Like, Daphne Joy is escort. It is what it is. And he has a child. He has a child with a woman that's escort. That's what you like. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That is what you like. And so now he's upset because now publicly everybody knows that she's an escort. Yeah, I feel he's trying to cope the best way he can. That's all. Because these celebrities show time and time again that these celebrities show time and time again that they want S workers, they want escorts, they want 304s. They don't care about making them the mother of their children. They don't care. That's what they like. I keep telling y'all that's what they like. Exactly. Goofy indeed. Okay, I'm gonna stay on here for like 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna get off because I'm tired. I'm getting sleepy. I was I came home and took a shower and then I cut on the Boondocks and chow I fell asleep watching the Boondocks. And then I hopped on here. But honestly, I feel like this. This is why you decenter men. This is why you decenter men because at the end of the day, like this is like it's kind of like the Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates situation. I knew Brittany Renner was going to get fucked over as soon as I seen her convert to Islam. I knew she was going to get fucked over the second I saw her convert to Islam. If you, my thing is this, if you're going to build a brand off of being a 304, bitch, you are signed to Death Row Records as a 304. Like, you stay being a 304. That's how it's supposed to go. You don't wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna rebrand as a Christian woman. No, that's how you're gonna get exploited because then men are gonna seek you out as prey and be like, oh well, she must be ready to she's gonna be ready to get married now. She's doing it for a man. It was so obvious that she was doing this for a man. It was so obvious that she was doing this for a man. No, if you are going to brand yourself as a 304, you continue to be a 304. Like a lot of these women are doing this because, like, Alexa Sky did the same thing. She's rebranding as a Christian woman, and they're going to realize that they should have just stayed a 304. You're going to make more money being a 304 when that's your brand. Like you're losing all type of opportunity. If you're going to come out and be a 304 and have that be a part of your brand, you might as well stick to it. You might as well stick to it. Like Bernice Burgos, Bernice Burgos, you can tell, okay, she's a fun girl. She ain't committed to nobody. She's always in bikinis. Bernice Burgos knows the game. She's older. She's more seasoned. Bernice Burgos knows she finna get as much as she can out of her body, and she's never going to rebrand as somebody different because she understands the game. She understands that this is what I signed up for, and this is how I make my money, and the money is coming in good. And so I'm gonna keep on doing this shit. That's what you're supposed to do. You might as well take pride in what is making you money. Like, you wrote a whole tell all book about the men that you slept with in the industry, but then now you're going to convert to Islam. Like, I didn't believe it for 1 second. I didn't believe it for 1 second that that was going to work out in her favor. Yeah, Bernice Burgos is beautiful. Her body is banging. Her skin is glowing. Like, that woman gonna be showing off her body until the day she die. Yeah, it's like they don't realize that when you convert over to any type of religion and you build your brand around religion, all you're doing is just upholding all you're doing is upholding patriarchy. And then guess what? Now you're going to be subjected to even more misogyny. Like, at least as a 304, you have more autonomy because you get to choose how you're going to display your sexuality. Now you've converted into a religion where now it's completely controlled by a patriarchal system that is even more misogynistic. This is why you don't center men. You don't become male centered. Because every single time you revert to being male centered by doing things like converting to religion, you're you're gonna lose a part of yourself, and then you're gonna lose your brand, and then you're gonna lose your money, and you're gonna fuck up the bag. It's very hard to recover from stuff like this because this is now attached to her. This stuff never works out. Right. Going in any direction, just waking up one day and deciding, oh, yeah, I want to get married. I want a man. I'm tired of this life. So let me just stop doing it. No, it don't work like that. Don't work like that. And then it's so funny because then the women that are the 304s, they think once they've seen enough from the 304 life, they really think that on the other side of the 304 life, it's any better. It's no better. It's no better. They think that these married women are living the lives and it's just so great, and like they want to rebrand. They want people to think of them differently. Yeah, people are thinking of you differently now people are looking at you like you got played. So now they're looking at that. Now that's how they're looking at you. So you went from a 304 to a retired 304 who got used. Like, what? So, okay, so the situation with Jane Doe. So essentially, this is what P. Diddy would do because he did the same thing with Cassie. This is the reason why I am sorry. Any man that's going to say, I'll give you money, but you can no longer do X, Y, and Z, they're financially abusing you. Okay, if you meet a man and you work and then a man says, I'll give you money, but you have to quit your job, he's financially abusing you. He's setting you up to financially abuse you. That's what P. Diddy would do. He would literally say, I'll give you X amount of money, but he wouldn't let Daphne Joy post on Instagram. That's her money maker. That's how she makes fucking money. It doesn't count if they make you give up a form of income in exchange for them to give you money. They're literally grooming you to become financially abused. It only makes sense if you get to have and keep your money and they give you money. So it's because that's what he did with Cassie. He would give Cassie money, but he wouldn't let her book any modeling jobs. He kept her singing career on ice because he wants to keep them around, right? You they someone can leave easier when they have more money. So that's what he did. He purposely would fuck up Daphne's money, allegedly is Daphne, but Jane Doe. He would fuck up Jane Doe's source of income and then have her be reliant on the freak off money, because he did invest into her swimwear line. So I think he invested about $40,000 into her swimwear line. But the issue is that she said that it was very hard for her to be able to do anything when it came to her being able to make more money, because Diddy kept her occupied. Like Diddy was constantly being in her presence, and it was all these things that she had to do with Diddy. So he didn't give her any availability of her own time to be able to like really do what she needed to do with her swimwear line to the capacity where it could really make her a whole lot of money. So this is what they do. This is what they do. That's why I said it only counts for them to give you money if you get to keep your money. Like, you're not going to tell me that I have to give up my form of income in order for you to give me money. Oh, thank you. Cassie definitely could have been the next J-Lo for real. Because, like, I mean, we know Cassie's vocals weren't there. We know that for sure. But, like, Cassie would have had, like, she would have had a great stint in, like, film and modeling. Like, because she did model, but she would have, like, had a crazy trajectory with modeling. And I really do feel like she would have been able to act in more movies after Honey, too. They do it to the baddest of bitches too. You peep that? Of course. Of course, because they want to be able to have a woman, they want to be able to have women like that tethered to them on purpose. I didn't even know John Cena was married to someone new. I had no idea. Now I have to go look. I have to look at who he's married to. I had no idea. Oh, okay. I did not know that he was remarried. I had no idea. Where have I been? He's actually been remarried since 2020. I had no idea. That's what's up. Okay. Hold on, cause yeah, he had married the twin. I think. Yeah, I think. Did he? No, he didn't. Cause you're talking about the Bella twins. I think he only dated the Bella twin. Cause these pictures I see of his wife, it's not one of the Bellas. This is a different woman. John Cena looks like he looks crazy. Like, I don't know. His face is literally shaped like a rectangle. Dark femininity is just being yourself and not giving a fuck and not being afraid to really not being afraid to take on masculine traits. Dark femininity is really just taking on masculine traits. Damn, John Cena sounds cool. He said, "You are not lifting a finger." That would be nice. A man like John Cena would be nice. Like, no. Imagine a man coming in your life and being like, "No, you will not cook. You will not clean. You will not do anything. All you will do is exist. Here is all of my money, and I will shut up. Actually, I've said too much." That would be amazing. That would be so nice if a man could just come with that energy. He started writing on a whiteboard. He's like, my voice cannot be heard. He gonna start writing on a whiteboard and writing on pen and paper and sending you and giving it to you. And then in it's gonna be a check. He come in the house and seeing me cook. No, 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 no! Stop, 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 stop! What are you doing? I did not know that her well, I'm assuming ex-boyfriend did that. That's crazy. That is crazy. And I love the Bella twins. Like I love the Bella twins. I used to watch their show. That's unfortunate. Huh, this is a little thing to my sound bowl. I have a little baby sound bowl. Right. Men should be seen, not heard. Exactly. Come on, ASMR. Total Divas was my show. I loved Total Divas. Me and one of my ex-boyfriends used to watch it all the time. I couldn't marry John Cena. I'm Jamaican. I love to cook. He would be forced to eat. Thank you, Mood of Meech. Welcome to the live streams. Normally I do the live streams a bit more frequently. I've just been out of the mix. I've been out of the mix. Oh, nice. Miami. I'm in Florida. I'm in like the St. Pete area. Oh yeah, that's true. He does have to do a special diet. So he's probably like, "No, you can't be getting me fat. You can't be giving me all that food." Oh, I love that name, Mateo. That's a cute name. Oh. Yeah, St. Pete is cool. It is. It's definitely cool. Our food isn't very healthy. That's wild. I'm from St. Pete. I grew up near the pier. That's awesome. That is awesome. I was gonna order me some chicken wings, but I'm not going to. But some chicken wings would be nice. It's been hard for me to eat anything that I like because I'm still healing from the gum graft that I got last week. And like I'm on a special diet. Like I can't eat anything crunchy, which is killing me because it's like I want to eat kimchi, I want to eat a salad, like I want to eat crunchy vegetables. Like I love crunchy vegetables, but they said I can't have anything crunchy. So I just ordered the worst Chinese food of my life and now I'm traumatized. Oh, nothing pisses me off more than that. Nothing pisses me off more than that. I ordered some Mexican food last weekend when I was in Chicago and it got delivered. The chicken was salty as hell. I was pissed the fuck off. I was so pissed off. I was like, ugh. What do you think about India Love? You know what? I actually was going to mention India Love. You know, when you build a brand off of not talking and you build a brand off of your body, you should just shut up and just show your body and not talk. because when she made that comment talking about it's a bitch turning 18 years old every day, I'm just like, you're competing with 18-year-olds. Like, mm-mm. Girl, like I want a cucumber salad. I want some cucumber salad with like some tzatziki sauce and like some couscous and like some chicken. Like I want crunchy stuff. It's killing me. It's a bitch turning 18 every day. You got to stay on top. Like it's back to being male centered. Like, why would that, like, never in my psyche have I ever thought to myself, an 18-year-old girl is my competition. So I gotta stay on my game. That's crazy. That is crazy to even think that. Yeah, and I had braces and oh, and all you could do is eat soft food. It's like I'm tired of soft food. I want something fucking crunchy. Right. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like she should have just stuck to taking pictures and showing off her body. She should have just stuck to that because that was not necessary. Damn, you got braces at 10 years old. I got braces at 14. So a gum graft is like, so I had um I had gum recession and I had it really fucking bad cuz I played softball. We were playing softball in high school, and this is when I had braces on in high school. The ball picked up a rock and made it speed up like crazy, and it nailed me in the fucking mouth, and it pushed two of my teeth back with my braces on. So the orthodontist had told me I had to get my braces tied in that same fucking day. Could you imagine getting nailed in the mouth so hard it pushed two of your teeth back, and then you have to get your braces tightened that same day to stabilize your fucking teeth? Yeah, that happened. So to prevent my teeth from uprooting. So the orthodontist did tell me, he said, potentially you may have some aftermath in the future from that happening to you. And I did. And so what happened was that those two teeth started receding. And one, I let it get really bad. Once it started moving over to the other tooth, I was like, bitch, okay, you gonna have to cough up the money and get this shit done and over with. So I went on ahead and got that taken care of. So what they did was they cut gum tissue from the roof of my mouth, and then they sutured it. They gave me stitches, and they added that gum tissue to where I no longer had gum at. Oh my god, I fell and hit a girl's head with my braces' teeth. Oh, I know that hurt. Girl, work is expensive as fuck. At first, I was considering going to Turkey. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was considering going to Turkey. I'm like, fuck this. Y'all want too fucking much. I love your live. Don't ever get off. Thank you. I'm 31 and got them 6 months ago. Ooh, prayers to you, girl. Hopefully, you don't have to have them on too long. And I remember India Love from Tumblr. Like, I remember India Love from fucking Tumblr. Like, I've known about India Love since like 2011, 2010. So the fact that she's like, oh, yeah, a girl turns 18 years old every day, I'm like, mm-mm. So I used to do oil pulling all the time. I did oil pulling a lot and my shit was still receding. I feel like it slowed it down, and I also drink spring water, so the minerals from the spring water also had helped slow down my recession. But I think when my teeth got pushed back, they never got fully stabilized for the gums to really like stay adhered to my teeth, because now I have to sleep at night with a mouth guard to keep the one tooth stabilized. The family is beautiful, even the brother, because I think they have one brother. I don't know if they have more than one brother. I think it's like two brothers. The whole family is beautiful. Genetically, the family is drop dead gorgeous. Everyone in the family is super, super beautiful. But it's just like, girl, you looked prettier when you was quiet. That streamers university, chow. Oh my god, I just thought about Mama D when she was singing and her tooth came out. That happened? I gotta watch that. I didn't even know that that happened. I gotta watch it. But that streamers university, a lot of people shouldn't have went to that streamers university. Because if you don't have a platform based off of streaming, where like the whole point of live streaming is for you having a personality. Okay? If you don't have a personality, and if you've already built a brand on not talking, and if you've already built a solidified brand off of making upload only content, why would you go to something that is based off of your personality and based off of like how you come off to other people? Shit makes no sense. Like why cooking with Kaya went to Streamers University, I don't fucking know. It's like, bitch, your content is not streaming. You don't stream. But oil pulling does work, and it makes your teeth whiter. Oil pulling made my teeth whiter. It did. It made my teeth whiter. I guess Mama D, little Scrappy's mama. Is it Little Scrappy? I think that's what his name was. Yes, because then you have to defend against all the assumptions people made about you when you were quiet. Yeah. Like you have to, when you create content, you have to be very conscious of how other people perceive you. You have to be very conscious of how other people perceive you and how you come off to other people, because when you do upload onlys and like no one can really see your true personality, you're being open up to a lot more assumptions. But when you actually stream and like you actually give people insight into your life from the start, no one can really make any assumptions about you because you already started off on that foot. So to like make that transition and make it so quickly, it'll make or break your brand. Go get bomb Greek food in Tarpon Springs when you're healed. All right, I'm gonna put that in my phone because I love me some Greek food. When I was dealing with men, I loved me some Greek men too. I did. I loved me some Greek men too. Nope, I don't have a lot of friends, girl. It's me, myself, and I. I grew up the only child. I'm the oldest cousin in my generation, so I'm used to being alone. I'm used to like having a lot of solitude. Like this past weekend, I went to the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert, and I was like, I can't do this shit again. I'm overstimulated. What's your opinion on religious men who are low key and genuine? Um, Religion still teaches men that women are inferior. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Religion still teaches men that women are inferior, and religion is still created with marriage, which was the subjugation of women's oppression through slavery. So, yeah. Like, I don't mean to get political, but it's like if you hear that someone voted for our current president, you understand that there are things associated with the president, right? So, and it's because you know those things. When you understand what's associated with men being religious, you understand, like, you have to understand what you're signing up for when you're dealing with a religious man. They paint religion now to be like it's a morality thing when in reality it's just control. It was just a way for men to control women. And not to mention, the concert was 2 fucking hours long. They kept going back and forth. Like, they didn't have, like, a Kendrick set and then a SZA set. It's like Kendrick would do 3 songs, and then SZA would come on and do 3 songs, and then Kendrick would come on and do 2 songs, and then SZA would come on and do 2 songs. That shit was annoying. So, and then not to mention I went with my mom, and my mom wanted to go mad early. I'm like, "Girl, why do you wanna go to the concert so early? Like, these acts usually don't come on for until, like, an hour after the doors open. We bought a seat, so it ain't like somebody can steal our seat." And then I didn't feel like getting an Uber, so we ended up walking from Soldier Field back to the hotel. We did not come we left. We left at about 6 o'clock to go to that damn concert. Did not get back to the hotel until 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. When I tell you I was pissed. When I tell you I was pissed. And I'm not a SZA fan. I only went to the concert for Kendrick Lamar. So it's like, I was just hoping that there was one. I was just hoping that it would have been a Kendrick set, a full Kendrick set, and then a full SZA set. And that Kendrick's would have been first. So once Kendrick was done, I could have just left. But they wanted to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, oh. I was also mad because they didn't tell us that DJ Mustard was opening. Like, girl, I don't give a damn. I know. I know. I was like, DJ Mustard, I don't care. I only went for Kendrick. I didn't go for SZA. I'm not really a big SZA fan. I'm religious now, but it's for me. So instead of a source to find a man, it's actually my source for staying away from them. Okay. Okay. I mean, honestly, I can't do what's best for you. Just be smart. Girl, when I tell it, I kid you not, I am so used to sleeping. I'm used to sleeping by 9 p.m. When I tell you I'm still trying to fucking recover from last weekend, I'm still trying to recover from that shit because it threw my sleep all the way off. Like, that is how sensitive I am to having to stay up that late. That's why I had to take a nap before this live stream because it was an exhausting week coming back. I'm 32. Okay, well, if you're spiritual, you definitely don't need to deal with a religious man. She sings like a self-deprecating loser. All SZA's music would just make me depressed. Like, whenever other girls Whenever girls would play it, I'm like, how do you listen to this shit? This shit's depressing, dude. I don't want to listen to this stuff. I'm like, this is sad girl music. I don't like sad girl music. Self deprecating losers. I can't. It's just, I can't. The music is too sad for me. It's just a little too sad for me. It is. It is just a little bit too sad. Oh, hey, Lola. Yeah, I just can't. Mm-mm. It's just a little too sad for me. I was a hella big sad girl back in the day. Girl, we all got our phases. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no tea. Like, I remember I would go to this girl to do my eyelashes. I would go to this girl to do my eyelashes. And every single time it was fucking SZA playing. It was SZA and fucking Summer Walker playing. And I'm like, bitch, now I'm gonna leave this motherfucker wanting to cry and I'm gonna ruin my lashes. A girl made a video essay calling her songs pretty loser music. I'm like, I'm supposed to be getting my lashes done and I'm supposed to feel like a hot bitch. Like, I'm supposed to feel like a hot girl. I just got my lashes done and I feel as though I want to cry. Religious men scare me. They 100% scare me. Yeah, I like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is bold. Nicki Minaj is free. Nicki Minaj is versatile. Like, whenever I think of like femininity, like I think of Nicki Minaj. Like, so you don't have days where you feel depressed? Sometimes, but girl, why is your name exposing influencers? We all have days of being depressed. That's a part of life. Yeah, Meg Stallion has good music. Mr. Petty. Yeah, I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I want my lashes to be all cute. I want to be a baddie after I get off of this lash table. And I'm like, now I'm just going to go cry. I haven't been depressed in a long time. I enjoy life. I enjoy me. Yeah. I mean, do I think that in your life are you not ever going to have at least a day where you might be like a little bit depressed? Of course not. That's impossible. But overall, like my life is fine. Like I don't have no issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I don't know. What do they say? Too blessed to be stressed. Too blessed to be stressed. That's like, that's how I look at it, baby. I'm too blessed to be stressed. You know, sometimes hormonally, sometimes hormonally, I might be getting a little bit depressed, you know, where I'm a little sad from, from my period or something. But like depressed, girl, no. I had the same sneaky link for a year. Same sneaky link for a year until he annoyed me. I watch cat videos and cry on my cycle. Exactly. Life is going to do its thing. Just go with the flow. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't react. Don't respond. Just relax. Nikki definitely Nikki's dark feminine for sure. She has a lot of dark feminine energy. Yep, I'll talk with a plant or hug a tree. Scum Manifesto is a radical feminist text calling for the overthrow of patriarchy and elimination of male dominance. It argues that men have ruled the world and women must fix it. I gotta look into it because that's actually my exact thoughts. Honestly, these men have done a horrible job of leading. She says the male is completely egocentric, trapped inside himself, incapable of empathizing or identifying with others of love, friendship, affection, or tenderness. He is a completely isolated unit, incapable of rapport with anyone. His responses are entirely visceral, not cerebral. His intelligence is a mere tool in the services of his drives and needs. He is incapable of mental interaction. He can't relate to anything other than his own physical sensations. He is a half dead, unresponsive lump, incapable of giving or receiving pleasure or happiness. Consequently, he is at best an utter bore, an unoffensive blob, since only those capable of absorption and others can be charming. He is trapped in a twilight zone halfway between human and apes, and is far worse off than apes, because unlike the apes, he is capable of a large array of negative feelings: hate, jealousy, contempt, disgust, guilt, shame, doubt. And moreover, he is aware of what he is and isn't. Damn. What a fucking read. What a fucking read. No one likes my opinion on Nikki and her husband, so I just quit talking about it. I'm not even going to comment on it because no one likes my opinion. A lot of people didn't like my opinion on what I had to say. We can't fix the world with men in it. We cannot fix the world with men in it. There's no way. They're too evil. They're too evil. They're too angry. They're too jealous. Something's wrong with them. Scum Manifesto was the title. Scum Manifesto is the title. I just have an unpopular opinion about the whole Nikki situation, and so many women are like, a lot of women were pissed off at me. Women were mad. So I'm just like, forget it. I'm telling you, there are men that literally wake up and they're like, I'm going to unalive somebody today. I'm going to harm somebody today. I'm going to abuse somebody today. Like, chow. They're crazy. But I talk about it on my other videos, on my other live streams. If you go through my catalog, you'll see. What do you think of Benny and Selena? Um, the same exact thing that I think of with Nikki and Mr. Petty. Listen, men are never going to be the full package. Never. They're either going to be a cheater, they're either going to be an abuser, they're going to be a liar, they're either going to be ugly, they're either going to be broke. Like, when you're signing up to be with a man, there's something that is going to be wrong with the man. You signed up for that when you chose to deal with a man. So the women that still want to deal with men, they're going to pick whatever thing it is that they can tolerate, whatever thing it is that they can deal with, because as soon as you choose to deal with a man, there's something that you're going to have to deal with. Women dealing with most women dealing with most men, it's going to be a downgrade. Men are a downgrade for most women. I think that's the part that women don't want to admit, because if they admit that to themselves, that would force them to be single and accept the fact that they should be single. Most men in a woman's life is going to be a downgrade. That's just the reality. A cheater, a liar, an abuser, a rapist, a criminal, he's going to be one of those things. Point blank, period. He's going to be one of those things. So holding women up to this ridiculous standard, she shouldn't have picked that person. She shouldn't have picked that person. She picked a man. She picked a man. That's what comes along with picking a man. Women like to make it seem as if there's this plethora of men to choose from that don't have that attributes. 99.9% of them have those attributes. And so for a lot of women, they're like, listen, I want to deal with a man. I'm going to pick what I can deal with. Exactly. I'm better than any man, and I own it. I know I'm better than them. I'm too good for them. But you can't, like, a lot of women think that that there's this perfect man that's just above cheating, above abuse, above being a PDF file, above. No, there is no man that's above any of that. And a lot of these men, little do y'all know, even if they have no criminal record, they're doing that shit. It's just they haven't been caught. They're doing that shit. They're doing it. They just have not been caught. When it comes to men, the only difference between a man with a criminal record and a man with no criminal record is that the man with no criminal record just ain't been caught. That's the only difference. They're all doing something illegal. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Exactly. Ain't no unicorn out there. We can't we got to stop pointing the finger at women, and cuz like essentially that's kind of like enforcing the whole you should have chose better. You should have chose better. You can't tell someone to choose better when this is what you have to choose from. It's like telling someone to it's like telling someone to pick from garbage and and they can't have no garbage juice on them. You picked food from the garbage and it has garbage juice on it. How dare you? Like, there's no way that it's no way you could pick from the garbage and it be no garbage juice on it. Like, that's what comes along with shit being in the garbage. Like, like what world are y'all living in? What world are y'all living in? And so it's a lot of women that are like, I want to be with a man. I know that he's gonna come with some shit, but I can make it work. Like, I can make it work. And like, even with Nicki Minaj, yes, Mr. Petty has a bad past, but like I said before, clearly Nicki is making it work for her. You know, clearly Nicki is making it work for her, you know? I'm not I'm not here to judge nobody off of their decision. Shit, you ain't got much to work with anyway dealing with these men. So, thank you for the super chat. You ain't got much to choose from dealing with these men. We try to hold women to this high standard of who they should have picked and who they shouldn't pick, and it's like, okay, well, can you tell them who they should pick then? Instead of telling us who we shouldn't be with, when are y'all gonna start telling us who we should be with? That's what I'm waiting for. Especially when men do that. You should have picked better. You should have picked better. Okay, well then tell me what the better pick is. They never can do that. No one ever has the ability to do that. You could tell everybody what they're doing wrong, and then you can never steer them in the direction of where they need to go correctly and go right. Ciao. Oh yeah, Nikki definitely isn't gonna be doing that forever with him. Of course not. Right. It's like, no, I don't have time. What I want ain't out there. And guess what? That's okay. I pick me. I will pick myself before I pick some damn garbage just because I'm hungry. I ain't that fucking hungry. I'm fasting, bitch. I'm fasting. I ain't that hungry. And it's just like, oh, like, man, I'm so tired of just like the fact where it's like they can't have everything. And it's just like, I'm tired of that. Like, as a woman, we can have everything. Like, we can have beauty, we can have education, we can have emotional intelligence, we can have community. Like, we can have all of those things. But with a man, it's like, he's got money, but he's ugly. You know, I gotta squint and tilt my head and look like I'm cockeyed because he's so terrible to look at, but he has money. He looked good, but he broke and he got 13 baby mamas. Or he'll have money but have no emotional intelligence. So you're having the same argument over and over and over and over because he don't know how to help you fix it the first time. So y'all arguing about the same shit. It's like, I'm good. I'm fine. Exactly. Aw, I love chihuahuas. I do. A man was walking his chihuahua earlier this morning. I was like, aw. It's super shocking when you learn everything and realize that they're not good people. Yeah, they're shitty people. Just shitty. I want to have a wedding ceremony for myself. I want to marry myself. Or at least have like a photo shoot. I want to have like a marriage photo shoot where like I get a white dress and like I get a ring and everything. I've literally thought about that. I would love that. I want to marry myself. I want to marry myself. The other day, I found out a lot of my old male classmates have been going to brothels, some since they were 16. Listen, I knew something was wrong with the male species when I started hearing of stories of boys losing their virginity at 13 or 14 with their cousins. Like, I literally would hear stories about that, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, you lost your virginity at like 13 or 14 and you lost it with your cousin? Like, when I would hear stories like that, I'm just like, something is wrong with you all. You're demented. Something is seriously wrong with that species. Like, that's when I knew something was fucking wrong with them. You think I should? You think I should do a whole wedding? Girl, they would be having me on everything. Anton Daniels, MTR, Fresh and Fit. Girl, they would be going crazy. They would be going crazy over that shit. The men would be like, "This lame bitch. That's why no one wants her. She had to resort to marrying herself." Child, them men would be in a tizzy. They would be in a tizzy if I did that. I ought to do it. I would make it so performative too. I would make it so performative too. I would open up my own box and have the ring and it'd be like, "Oh my god, you shouldn't have." I've been waiting for this moment. Give me some cats, have some cats be at the wedding, not even have no people at the wedding, just have some cats. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it. And the thing about it is that, see, I'm so good with like marketing now and like learning how to like hook people. I would literally film it. I literally would film it at the beginning like I actually was having a real wedding where I was getting married to a man. Like, it's my wedding day. I'm so excited. I would hire like a makeup artist and like have them like record me getting my makeup done and have me getting my hair done and then have them actually and then like lead it up to me marrying myself. Can my cat be the flower girl? Her name is Lavender. Yep, we gonna fly Lavender out. Girl, it would go viral internationally. They'd be like, what the fuck? She's doing all this to marry herself. Right. I'll make my own vows. I'll make my own vows to myself. Did anyone else see the black guy who made the video crying because he asked ChatGPT if they were born on Earth, what race would they be? And they said black. Validation of ChatGPT. Interesting. A lady married herself once. This was like 15 years ago. She did it at age 40. I believe I remember hearing about that. I definitely would marry myself. I would. I would marry myself. I'd be like, here, put the ring on and everything. There you go. Oh my god. Start jumping up and down. Oh my god. Just be overly dramatic. Yeah, it can do it off of previous conversations to know the race of the person that you're talking to. If you come to Vegas, we don't have to fly Lavender out. Oh yeah, that's true. Um, the universe guru, I feel the same way about her content. Like, it's just not relatable to me because I'm not in a state and I'm not in a phase of my life where I center men, where I want to manifest a man, where I want to manifest a provider. Um, I can't relate to that type of content because I'm not in that space. It's no dig to her content. It's no dig to what she's saying. It's just not relatable for me. Like, I don't really watch Sheer's content. Like, I don't really watch Sheer's content that often because I don't desire like sprinkle sprinkle or looking for a man, and you know what I mean? And then the thing about it is that also, like, all they do is ask the same questions over and over and over and over. Like, all they do is just send super chats and ask the same old questions. And Ashira saying the same old thing. Go to the rich side of town. Dress this way. Look like this. Look older than you are if you're young. Play dumb. It's just the same stuff over and over. And it's like, yeah, I did that already. When she has like new one-liners, and like, new witty replies, it's always funny. But exactly, she's not doing sprinkle sprinkle, guys. Get with the program. I peep that too. A lot of these gurus and spiritual manifestors are male centered. I don't think women are understanding this. They're not. They're not. Oh, I love Azealia Banks. I like her music and I just love the shade. Like, Azealia Banks is like straight up mean girl and I love it. Like, not so much anymore. I mean, I do have the ability to be able to like you all see my replies to people on here. Like, I can get mean. I can actually get really nasty. So I get Azealia Banks on that level because my mouth, I can be very sharp tongued when it comes to clapping back at people. And I like Azealia Banks music. Did you hear about the recent post from Anwar? No. My manifestation content is male centered. Yes, we love that. Azealia is crazy but hilarious, chow. And I'm crazy. I'm crazy. On her spiritual channel, Shira spoke about the type of women that flock to her Sprinkle Sprinkle channel. She is aware that those women have not opened their eyes to the reality of men. Exactly. Exactly. Because Shira, no, that's the reason why Shira won't do a meetup. Shira won't do a meetup because all of these men are leaving threats and acting crazy and doing all this stuff and acting insane. These are the same men that these women are going out on dates with. Like, come on. Shira is very well aware of how these men are. Like, I'm too afraid to date. I'm too afraid to date. These men are, mm-mm. I don't think I'm above nothing. I don't think I'm above the program at all. I've had very good dating experiences. I've never had anyone take me out on a date and use it as a form of soliciting sex for me. I've never had that experience. I want to remember my dating experiences in the positive light that they have been in overall. I don't want to go back out there. I'm good. Mm-mm. I don't want to go back out there with what I'm hearing about and what these men are. I'm good. Mm-mm. Then we can all come on your honeymoon with you. It'll be like an in person exclusive retreat. Yes. Yeah, these men are getting crazy. Mm-mm. It's not safe. It's just not safe to be dating men. And then the dating apps, oh no. Oh no. These dating apps is literally a breeding ground for predatory men. I mean, that's where they're going on these dating apps. No way. Oh my God, what would you like to ask for in your wedding gift registry? Um, that's a good question. I don't know. I really want a towel warmer, honestly. I really want a towel warmer. That would be very nice to have in my wedding registry for when I marry myself. ChatGPT started getting on my nerves. I had to quit talking to her for a little bit. I'm like, ugh, because every time I would type something in, it's like she always wanted to like give a follow up, like, do you want me to do XYZ? Do you want me to yada yada yada? And I'm like, girl, I don't need any of that. I just needed you to answer the question. That's all. Uh-uh. Nope. She's trying to help, but I'm like, girl, you ain't gotta help every time. I even told her that. I was like, you don't have to help every single time. Like, you don't have to offer a solution. It's okay. I just needed to make a comment to get off my chest. That's all. She definitely is a people pleaser. I'm like, it's okay. Whenever I live stream, like this is what's so interesting. I like live streaming because it is so much easier for me to see if people are bots or not. Because like I can tell from like obviously the live chat, but then I also can tell by the comments. Like I feel like a lot of the men that come on this channel and comment, they're bots. I don't actually think that they're actual real men. I genuinely think that they are bots because they'll all do the same thing. Like they'll keep commenting over and over and over, and like they'll keep coming back and commenting. I know that was a very random thought, but I wanted to share what was on my brain. Yep. Garrett is a man. Garrett is a man. I must banish him. Sorry, I'm being nosy to see if this is a man or not. I think it's a man. No, I'm looking to see if Garrett is a man. I feel as though men are such NPCs. It's just so easy to see if it's a man or not. And I don't think most women are named Garrett. So I was just reading through the chat. That's all. I was just looking to see. Y'all know I don't like men being in here. Y'all know I don't like men being in here. One time I was on TikTok live and a man had said I was beautiful and I blocked him. He was like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful." Blocked. Because I know as soon as you hear what I have to say and what my opinion is about money, then I'm gonna be an ugly bitch. Then I'm gonna hate men. Then it's fuck you. Ah. Thanks again for the laughs and messages. Love your content. Ciao. I don't care if they were asking for advice. We ain't asking no man for advice. Hire a female financial advisor. Put money in a woman's pockets. Don't be asking no man telling you that college ain't worth anything. How, in order for you to invest anything, you need fucking money to invest. Don't you need money to invest? Still, the highest earning people have a bachelor's degree. Talk about some why my republic. Yes, why my republic is a real thing, and I'm very aware of what happened, but I also understand that that discussion comes from red pill rhetoric. I know where that talking point comes from. That's how I knew it was a fucking man. You need money to invest money. You can't invest anything with $0. You need a stable career and a stable job. And what I find so funny, you want to know what revelation I came to today? Actually, let me double check just to make sure. Just to make sure. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Exactly. You want to know what's so interesting? You want to know what's so interesting about men saying that college is a waste? Let me blow your mind really quick. I was driving today because I work in healthcare, and we all know that healthcare is a female dominated thing. Did you ever realize that most of the jobs that are recession proof are female dominated, are women dominated? Healthcare, education, care work, hospitality and cleaning services. Those are all recession proof jobs. Those are all fucking recession proof jobs. And those are all female dominated jobs. So fuck what these men are talking about. Fuck what these men are talking about. No. They're not going to close down all the schools and the colleges. They cannot close down hospitals. They can't close down all of the hospitals. No. Cuz regardless of an economy collapsing, people still get sick. People still need their kids to get taken care of, and people are still getting older. And those are all the things that are facilitated by women. Yeah, men usually want to come in here because it, and I can tell the way that men type. Usually they don't use a whole lot of words because men don't have a very large vocabulary. They don't have a large vocabulary. And then he said, good, alive. Okay, good, alive means that you're coming in here with the intention to try to start shit. Most of the time, women say, I'm so glad I caught alive. It's my neurodivergence. I have a lot of pattern recognition. And so I'm able to see who's intruding in here that doesn't belong in here. Because I'm very, very conscious of the space that I have. Like, even if a man comments on my shit, I might go back and forth for engagement. And then once I do that, I hide him and ban him from the channel. Yeah, they're annoying. Talking about some I wanted you. Spelling in some WONTED. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. The African and the pick meism is at an all-time high in our community. I thought I was the only one that noticed that. It's because the Africans done found Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady, and they're like, we getting our coins. We getting our coins to be a pick me. They said we getting our coins. We're trying to get our coins and be a pick me at the same time. I'm just joking. That's what I think because the Africans always call Shira Seven Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady. Like, I know it's usually African that they say Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady. You want to know? I think what I think we should do. We should all get on the dating apps in the areas that we live in. We should all get on the dating apps, and then a group of women follow one girl that goes on the date, and then one girl goes on the date and then makes the guy think that she's sleeping with her, and we just run and we just all break into their home. I had a dream. I had a dream that happened. I literally had a dream where I just had a ton of women follow me on a date, and then the guy invited me over to his house, and we just rummaged through the whole entire home. Men would never want to deal with us again if we kept doing that. I had a dream. I really did have a dream of that happening. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they trying to what is the universe trying to show me?" I was at a guy's house today, and I was like, I could steal. Yeah, they wouldn't even care. There's a guy who's cheating on our coworker, and my other coworker is making a fake profile to troll him on Tinder. I love it. I'm telling you, that's the energy I'm coming with. I'm coming with straight Cali energy with these men. Like, honestly, like, literally. If I ever get back on a dating app, it's going to be with that intention. But y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm tired. I'm tired. It was nice being on the live stream again with you all. That's why I was fighting my sleep because it's been so long. I didn't want to get off, but I need to go to sleep and get me some rest because I have to wake up early tomorrow. So I will talk to you all next time. Bye.